And that's the England team. Bobby Robson refused to tell a Swiss journalist yesterday whether it will be the side that will start the European Championship. But I think it's fair to say that he would like it to be if things go well today. And of that number, Mark Wright surely has the most to play for. The Swiss team includes 5 of the defending champions. Neuchâtel Xamax, whose title is actually really on the line because they play their last match and it's still not sure next Wednesday. But included in that number is their most famous footballer, winning his 85th cap today, Heinz Hermann. They've only won 7 matches out of 20 under the reign of Daniel Jean Dupeur, but perhaps more significantly, looking at it from England's point of view, they've only been beaten twice at home during that period. Barnes. Well blocked. I don't know how much he knew of it. I think it was the head of Tony Adams, who comes to fight to get the ball back and fouls in the process. But instinctive reactions from Joe Kommenberg. Stick on the near post, and then Adams. Barnes who took it. There was the flick. It was indeed Adams. Promising again. Robson. Beardsley wide to the left. Kenny Sanson runs 20 yards to support him outside, and he's given the ball. Kenny Sanson! Flag stayed down. Lineker had stayed just onside, but a nice attack and great credit to Kenny Sanson, who really beetled forward to be in the correct position. He's hurt himself a little bit in the process. Zwicker in front of Shilton. Weber. Schubert. Hermann. Bonvin. Just got a little away from Gary Stevens, but the angle was always going to be very difficult for him. Zwicker comes away. So can Barnes now. Quite a chase. Zwicker is running alongside him. Lineker! Would have been nice and a reward for a lot of industry from John Barnes. How did it fall for Gary Lineker? He took it on the full, tried to steer it wide of the goalkeeper's left hand, and gave it a bit too much. Barnes. And again Barnes. Loses out to Geiger, won by Robson. I think it's beginning to get a little bit irritated. No flag this time, and here is Peter Beardsley. Lineker is up with him, and England have a 1-0 lead. But I have to say, I think the linesman who called a curious offside a few moments ago kept his flag down then when I believe he should have raised it. But England have the goal. Beardsley, not for the first time in his international career, supplying Lineker, who certainly not for the first time in his career finds a telling finish for his 26th goal for his country. It was Robson's determination which won it in midfield. Well, on second thoughts, I think that may well have been not offside. Lineker is the goal scorer. Well, I've said one thing and then another, Jimmy. Was it offside or not?
It was very tight. I don't think the Beardsley was offside, but I think the player in the middle was offside first time round and supposedly interfering, which was Lineker.
Waddle. Lineker had to check again before moving back and moving forward again. This is Webb. Beardsley. Unlucky. Hermann. Oh, Watson away with a ball that's rather stuck between his ankles, and Lineker goes from his own half. Is onside, Kommenberg out to meet him. And he was well challenged by Marco Schellibaum, who had to make an awful lot of ground to get in a challenge, but did. Schumann both sits it out as the ball goes wide. Mistake in defence. Zwicker. And there was an appeal for handball, which is waved away. And in fact, when the free kick comes, it will be in England's favour. Hansen going in now with the challenge with Zwicker, but Zwicker turned him round and pushed at the same time. But it was a moment of uncertainty in the defence, that's for sure. Herman. Sutter, Herman, Zwicker in the middle. Schellibaum. Oh dear, Sansom! And what an opportunity. Andermatt. And twice in a matter of seconds, England in all sorts of trouble at the back.
I was just going to say that since Peter Reid's been on, there's a little more semblance of order in the England team, but not at the back at that moment. It was just missed by Watson there, which deceived Sansom, who knocked it right into the path of the attacker. But if Bobby Robson was thinking about leaving Reedy out of his party, I don't think now, even in this sort of 15 minutes he's been there, that he would do that. There's a boot flown right across the pitch there. I'm not too sure which player it's come from at the moment.
I think what was significant, it's Peter Reid, and look, he's challenging and has won the ball twice now with a foot that had no protection at all. That's typical of the men's guts and determination. And I'm sure that they're not qualities that Bobby Robson will drop lightly. Herman. Waddle again from a defensive position.
Well, that's the end of it. Not a brilliant performance, but I suppose a satisfactory one from England's point of view. They'll claim that they restricted the Swiss to very few opportunities. Their defensive discipline was good, but the vitality and spark and fire wasn't in the front players who've made such reputations this season. And we can hope that in the next 15 days, with a few vitamin pills, that comes back.
So the final score in Lausanne, with Bobby Robson probably not learning too much as he didn't know already, is Switzerland 0, England 1.